Hello, good evening, and welcome to the FB4 Daily for this Thursday evening. I'm your host, Gav, and with me is Grizz and Seany Lawson. Tonight is brought to you by Paddy Power. A bookie's a website and an app. If you gamble, please gamble responsibly, and remember to do so with Paddy Power. If you're wondering where Neilo is, he's in a garage somewhere. He said, listen, I'll be with you in about 20 minutes. Listen, the chance of this happening is between slim and none. But look, we'll carry on. Seany, how are you, my man?
Good, mate. Good.
Yeah, good form.
All right. Yeah, it's closer. Yeah. We're getting there eventually.
Yeah. You told me earlier that because the football's back, your nerves are going through the roof already. What's going on?
Yeah, just that you missed them. I always get nervous for a Liverpool game. Like, it doesn't matter whether it's wrapped up. Obviously, when it's won, I won't be. I'll enjoy it a little bit more. But as long as until it's done, I'll be nervous. Do you know what I mean? I'm always the same. I'm always the same.
I don't know. I think that's fair enough. Nervous. I don't know. I think we're home and host. More than that, but I know what you're saying. You just have that little thing inside you until it's done and dusted, and you can relax then for the rest of the summer. Grizz, are you still predicting Liverpool to finish in second place?
I didn't say that. Where's the proof? Have you got proof of this?
Oh. The prosecution hasn't rested yet, Grizz. Let me put it that way.
But I'm not nervous. I'm actually really. It's like Christmas, isn't it? It's like, the start of the season. It's all that hype and the build up. And do you know? We realized. I realized yesterday when not so much the first game. Even the first game, all right, it was a 0-0. But me being a purist and a real football man, even I managed to enjoy that somehow. Do you know aspects of that? And it's like Christmas. It's like, wow, football's back, and you only realize how much we've missed it when sort of you hear the players coming out, the music and everything. I'm bubbling, man. As Seany says, it's just nearly here. I'm ready to go. Getting the 2 wins. Whether it's I think we're going to draw 2-2 against Everton, so we're not going to get the first. We're going to probably beat City away to get the 3 points, and Bob's our uncle, isn't it?
Okay, yeah. There's plenty of people in the chat, and we will get to them in a minute. If you're in there, please hit the like button. You're probably subscribed. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. But please hit the like button. It's very important, apparently. And you hit the bell icon, and you never miss a show. And trust me, you will not miss one on YouTube. That's where we're going with this. We're trying to push YouTube, and we've a little something coming up for you with regards to Hotmic next week as well. Spoiler alert, competition, but we will get to that as well. Someone is asking, is Grizz's mic actually on? Yeah, it is on. He probably just needs to speak up a little bit, but it's really? Definitely on.
Speak up?
Yeah, no, don't panic, Grizz. Don't start moving stuff around. That's not your style, and it doesn't suit you. Just stay where you are and talk up a bit. But listen, before we go on, the comments, I have to say, and me and Seany were speaking about this earlier, the comments and Grizz as well has said this, the comments from people over the last week on all the different shows have been brilliant. The knowledge of people, the input has been excellent. So keep it up, keep spreading the word. You can literally copy the link to this and share it across all your social media. And as I said, YouTube is the place to be, and Hotmic will also be the place to be starting from next week on certain nights of the week. Lads, I called this show David Luiz and the Broken Watch, and immediately I thought it's a bit of a Harry Potter reference or something, I don't know. Seany thought it was amazing, and then I explained to him that the watch actually was broken. But we're going to go there first, and it's Villa Park. And Grizz, I know we've had the experience of German football and nobody in the stadium and soulless and stuff like that. I found it even more weird trying to watch the Premier League last night, and it wasn't the best game to start us off, was it? Villa and Sheffield United.
No, it wasn't. But why did you find it weird first? Why did you find it more weird?
I think it's all the effort with all these flags going around and cheesy kind of fucking.
See, this is where I'm different from you, Gav. I can so totally focus on the game from a sort of tactical point of view and analytical point of view, and most people found it a boring 0-0. I thought there was enough incident. It was a proper league game. I thought Of course, the pace ain't going to be what it was. Sort of. When did we stop? March, something like that.
Middle of March.
So we stopped playing in middle of March. Of course, the pace and intensity wasn't going to be the same from the offset. But I thought both teams equipped themselves well. Now, if you're going to talk about the atmosphere and blah blah blah, look, I just put on the fake noise option.
I turned it off.
I don't know if you get it on the dodgy box. You got the dodgy box in it.
No, I have a legitimate infrastructure in my house.
You haven't got anything legitimate in Dublin.
What? You've some cheek telling me from East London.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? But you choose the option. I can't remember what color button it is, and you get the sound effect, and it does. Just
banging all the different color buttons.
It does the job. No, but it does the job. It does help. I found it. It's not. If you're going to expect the same product, the same spectacle, the same feeling, you're not. It's going to be slightly different. But honest to God, I was really okay with it. I mean, look, even in the second game, we managed to create an atmosphere at Etihad. Now, that's a first. Do you know what I mean? So give me some positives. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know if anyone has watched the first half of Real Madrid Valencia here just before you hopped on. Real Madrid are actually playing their games at that training ground, and they've somehow managed to make the training ground actually look and sound exactly like the Bernabeu. Wow. It's fucking incredible. Like,
and are they pumping sounds? Because Seany, am I right in saying that these sounds that you hear on the telly are not being heard in the ground?
No, they're not. The players can't hear anything. I think.
Right.
I read the other day.
Is it different in Spain?
No, it's the same. It's the same.
Okay.
The only difference with the broadcasting in Spain is that they actually have like an augmented reality sort of crowd in the background. So it sort of looks a bit like more FIFA 99 now than FIFA 20, to be fair. Yeah. But look, I was watching the Madrid game tonight there, and like you said, when you're just simply watching the football, you kind of forget in the background that there's nobody there because the noises are fairly like they're plausible. There might even be an atmosphere in Anfield for 90 minutes next Wednesday.
Oh, big show. But Seany, Grizz has told us that despite nobody being in the ground and fake FIFA 98 sounds coming out through the telly, he watched it in an analytical mind and a tactical mind and all that. I don't know, take that whatever way you can. But Seany, I seen a distinct lack of pace in the game at Villa Park yesterday, to be honest with you. Even technical ability, I think, which both teams have players with great technical ability. Villa really do, despite where they are in the league. I felt that there was a lack of pace. The touch was off. The intensity wasn't there. We're just going to have to expect that, Seany, aren't we? Because, they've been, no matter what way you try box this up, they've been out for 3 months.
Exactly, it's 100. Like the Sky kept banging on about yesterday that it was 100 days since the last game in the Premier League. So obviously the players are going to be lacking that mad sharpness. Like you look at, that's what pre-season is for. That's why you see 4 to 6 weeks of pre-season before the actual ball is kicked in a regular season, so the players have some sort of sharpness going back into the game. Like you see, City had that rhythm already, but they were still even a little bit slow. Like it was, of course, it's going to be slow. People are going to say it's down to the crowd or not. They're human at the end of the day. You can run as many kilometers as you want to do shuttles and training. Match sharpness only comes from playing the actual games.
Yeah,
that's all it is. You'll see now, the games are coming thick and fast. So tomorrow night, I actually think is a game where there's a lot on stake for both teams. I think it's the biggest league game of the season for both sides so far, United and Spurs. So it'll be interesting to see how they'll go into it now. Pep Guardiola said that City weren't ready and they were struggling, but they didn't look like it last night. Now Arsenal were shy, but Arsenal were terrible, but City did still look very sharp.
Yeah, I think the better teams are going to look sharper because they dominate the ball more. And by dominating the ball more, they're easier on the eye. Even more so when you're not sidetracked by crowds and stuff like that. You're watching it in a strange environment. So, like I was joking with Grizz earlier, like he was saying he watched it in a certain way, but I know where he's coming from. Without the distractions, you actually do see a lot more. Do you know what I mean? You're not listening to the crowd and what happened there. You're actually very, very focused on it. But Grizz, just on the game itself and the result, Villa would have been looking to win that and get out of the relegation zone. As it stands now, I think they're still in it, aren't they? They're all even amount of games played now. For you, did Villa need to win that to get going, or do you think there's still plenty of time left? Because everyone now sits, as we sit here now, everyone sits with 9 games to go.
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't studied Villa's remaining fixtures, but I would have thought, every game is vital now. Normally where we say it's a marathon, well, it's not now, is it? It's literally a sprint. 9 games? Yeah, 8
9 games left for everybody.
9 games left for everyone. Sorry. Oh, right. Okay. So yeah, that was their game in hand. It would have been an amazing boost for either side to get the 3 points. But if you asked me to predict it from the start, I would have said a draw. This is nailed on draw. I thought Villa equipped themselves very well because everyone's talked about this United side being so well drilled and with their tactics and sort of the fitness and their stamina levels and the energy levels, etc., etc. But I thought Villa handled themselves very well. Villa had made quite a few changes from their last league game as well, like 5-6 changes, which would explain sort of the lack of rhythm maybe as well. Sheffield United picked near enough their usual team, so you could say they should have been more sort of drilled. But I thought it was an even game. I mean, even though Sheffield United looked stronger, more powerful, Henderson made the more saves, if I'm not mistaken. There weren't many clear-cut chances.
I thought Sheffield United looked like the home side.
Yeah, I mean, Sheffield United sort of looked like the team that was sort of higher up in the table. You could definitely see that. But Aston Villa, I thought, done well, especially the number of changes, as I said, they made. Their standout player was Jack Grealish. I mean, people talk about Maddison, and I know we've got our own opinions. We've discussed it in our groups as well. Like, who do we prefer out of the youngsters? Like I know some prefer Cantwell, some prefer Maddison. For me, in that bracket, in that category, I've said Grealish from the start, and he's really impressed me this season. He's taken his game to another level. So he was a standout performer in terms of technical ability. And boy, does he get fouled a lot. I mean, only in the commentary, I think I heard that he's the most fouled player. I didn't know that.
Yeah, do you know what I noticed about it yesterday? And he does get fouled a lot. He's a really, really, really good footballer. And I think if Villa go down, they're going to get absolutely flounced for him. And they're going to get nowhere near what he's worth. But the thing about him is, he isn't lightning quick. So when he actually drops that shoulder and goes by you, he gives you the opportunity to stick a foot in. But he's very good at protecting the ball. So,
he's got a bit of feel about him. He's got a bit of Phil Coutinho about him.
Yes, I would agree with that, because when he doesn't go by you and get away from you and he's gone. He's not Sadio Mane or Mo Salah or somebody like that, or even a Rashford or a Aubameyang, where they're gone and they're gone.
He hasn't got a ton of pace. The ton of pace is not
no, but he's giving you that. He's making you think you have a chance to get the ball.
Yeah.
And that's why he creates so much, because the areas he gets the ball in, if you don't get it off him, he's away from you. He is away from you because you're trying to tackle it, and he's gone. And now he's opening things up. And if you dive in, he's getting free kicks in good areas and stuff like that. Yeah. So he's he's very, very good. I think they're going to get absolutely robbed of him in the summer. Go on, Seany.
He's exactly like Hazard. Like Hazard would do that, where he just leave the ball there for you long enough, and you put your foot in, he's going to take it away from you. And if you don't get the ball, you get the man, you're giving away a free. Do you know what I mean?
But Hazard was deceptively quick, Shawnee.
He's
got Hazard and everything.
Yeah,
but it's deceptive. Don't look at his batty and think he can't run.
He's quick.
Well, not anymore. I haven't seen him for a little while, but yeah.
It wasn't that long ago when we were playing Aston Villa in an FA Cup semi-final, and Grealish, as a 19-year-old, ran the whole game.
Yeah,
and he's massive for them.
He's done that every year since he's been there, so he kind of has that leadership quality about him, and you can only think that when he goes to another team, he's going to be even better. With surrounded by better players, that he will flourish.
Kevin Sullivan reckons he would develop into a very good towards centre midfielder. Spurs, maybe. I don't think Spurs have the money. I think the only thing that might save Villa is if they stay up and there's no money around the place. I think that's the only thing that might save them.
Absolutely, I think it definitely might save them. I think Villa lost either way now, because they won't be able to command the fee that he 100% would have if there wasn't a COVID. I mean, we're looking. I know they're expecting 70, 80, but we're looking 50, 60 million probably for him.
Easily,
yeah. But there's no chance anyone comes up with that kind of money now. I think clubs like United and I don't know who else will probably be in for him. But I think they'll look for desperation on Aston Villa's part, like in the last week or two, and give them silly offers like 30 million, 35 million. And Aston Villa may be forced to sell. That's the way I look at it.
I think what will go against Villa there as well in the end is that I think this summer you'll see clubs only really pursuing their top targets because unless you're Chelsea, who kind of are cash free at the moment, cash rich, they can kind of go after multiple targets. Whereas you see United didn't go after Werner because they strung out on Sancho. Now United aren't going to be able to bring in Sancho and Grealish. It's going to be one or the other. So I think that's where Villa might be in luck because unless somebody has solely set the market around going in and taking Grealish away from Villa, I don't see anybody paying them the money that they demand. And I think he's Villa through and through. So if they were to stay up, I couldn't see him dirty in his bib to get out there.
No, definitely.
No. I don't think he will, but I would be very surprised if Jack Grealish doesn't have something written into his contract about A, a top 4 club, or B, if they get relegated, what he can do. Because, listen, he knows he's the top dog there, and any decent agent, knowing that the player is the main man at a club, is going to make sure that A, he gets what he deserves, and B, he has a get-out clause if he needs it. Grizz, you spoke about Aston Villa's fixtures for the rest of the season, and me being a really good friend of yours, went and looked them up, okay? So, I think they're in trouble, Grizz, because I'll read these out to you and let me know what you think. Right, here's the remaining games. Home to Chelsea, away to Newcastle, home to Wolves, away to Liverpool, home to Manchester United, home to Crystal Palace, away to Everton, home to Arsenal, away to West Ham.
Mate, Gonski. Absolutely.
I think they're in trouble there. Because, and the reason it struck me was, right, Chelsea obviously have massively something to play for. Newcastle, okay, safe enough. But Wolves, Liverpool, Manchester United, Crystal Palace, okay. But Everton are always looking to impress and improve. And there still might be a chance of Europa League football. Arsenal most certainly are. And West Ham are fighting for their lives on the last day of the season. It's... Kieran B says, what club are you talking about there? It's Aston Villa's running. It looks difficult to me.
I'd say Brighton.
I'll get Brighton's up for you in a few minutes because we might as well sit on this for a minute before we go on to the next game.
Well, I was going to say, I don't want to get ahead of your agenda, Gav, but to me, that's the two clubs that we've mentioned, Brighton, Shawley's mentioned, and Villa, and we know Norwich are gone. I think those three are near enough nailed to go down, if you ask me right now. I can't see any of them three breaking out of that bottom three. If that's the bottom three right now, which I'm not 100% sure.
No, the bottom three is Bournemouth, Villa, and Norwich at the moment.
I can see Bournemouth coming out, Sean.
Kieran B says Kieran B reckons Villa are gone for sure, and reckons also that Grealish is gone as well.
The thing that stands out for me straight away is when you're in them scraps, you need a goal scorer, and Villa don't look like they have it. Now you look at Watford, Deeney, and that Sarr lad has talent. And Delafeu, there is goals on that side. Bournemouth, Callum Wilson is back. Harry Wilson has been banging in goals. They have Josh King there. There's goals in the side. So, and you look at West Ham were dropping like a stone before this COVID came out, and they might just have enough quality in the team to stay
West Ham are just like the old West Ham like the old West Ham where you said there's too much talent. Like the kid Anderson can play, the kid Haller up front can play. They've got that midfield Snodgrass. I think he's a very decent Premier League player. Bottom 10 team, but still a decent Premier League player. So you could say, they've got quite decent defenders. I rate the guy. What's his name? The one who plays up front, middle, back, everywhere. Oh, I forgot his name.
Declan Rice.
He's a good player, but no,
he's not.
Guy, man. But anyway, they've got a decent.
Mikel Antonio.
Of course. So
Antonio.
Are you shitting me?
Well, you don't. What?
He's a good player.
Mikel Antonio.
Oh yeah, I think he's a player.
Naby Keita gets on the pitch more than Mikel Antonio, for fuck's sake.
No. He's had serious injuries, man. They've been playing him through the middle, just off Haller. and he's got brute strength and speed, which always helps. So I think West Ham will unfortunately stay up because I really want them to fucking go down. But Aston Villa, man. But then again, do you remember a couple of seasons ago, was it last season, which team had some horrible fixtures and they managed to sort of get wins out of nowhere? I can't remember. There was a low league team and they sort of had fixtures against the big boys and they kept coming out with results.
You'll probably think of at some stage, Seany, just for the crack, here's Brighton's run in. Arsenal at home, 3 points. Right, so here we go. Arsenal at home, Leicester away, United at home, Norwich away, Liverpool at home, Man City at home, Southampton away, Newcastle at home, Burnley away. There's probably... I can't see them getting points in more than 3 in 3 of them games.
The only thing is, Burnley away is not half the game it is now with no fans there. It's like there's some of them games are going to be glorified training sessions between the teams who have nothing to play for. There'll be pre-season games, there'll be teams going around in second gear. Burnley are more or less safe, aren't they?
Yeah, they'll be fun. Mid-table.
Brighton could be bollocks, but the fact they have a little 2-point head start might be enough.
The only thing is the way they fall, Seany. You're looking at the last 3 games where you go, they've a chance in a couple of them, but the ones before you're looking going, oh holy Jesus, like they could literally go 6 games, 6 defeats straight, and then they're looking going, they could be 4 or 5 points off survival with 3 to go. Do you know what I mean?
I'm gonna sound like a hipster again, right? But I think Brighton's manager's okay. I like.
Yeah, he's a good coach.
Yeah, I think he's a good coach. Yeah. And he's been around Europe, etc., and he tries to play the right way. I know that's not sometimes the cleverest thing to do when you haven't got the players for it. And
Grizz,
you ask,
Grizz, a couple of people are asking here, how are you on this stream and you're on 90 minutes at the same time? What's going on?
Oh, the video's premiering. They've started.
Right.
Is that what they've done right now?
Tell you, Grizz cornering the internet on a Thursday night. Do you want to head off and watch yourself, or do you want to stay here with us?
I'm home.
Hope this doesn't go against the contract. Here's a question for Aiden. Aiden, what the fuck are you doing watching 90 minutes?
Yeah, Aiden. Maybe he just has 2 screens up.
No, Gav, this is my home fixture. They're my away team. You're my home team always. Don't
90 minutes are running a live show. They probably are. Fair play to them. Did he not usually do it live?
Yeah, not today. We didn't. So they've obviously decided to sort of put it at the same time as the Daytrippers. That's how we roll. People are
okay.
Against us.
No one competes against us. We just do what we like.
I'll try to say different things, Aiden.
Oh, imagine you went and watched that one after and he's just saying the exact same stuff. He has it all written down in front of him. No matter what. No, you ask him a question and he goes, can you ask me something different to have a great answer here from earlier?
I'll try to be different.
But look, we'll as the weeks go on, we're definitely going to look at the relegation race because it's probably as interesting as anything in the league over the next 9. But looking at the second game last night and people going, I think Arsenal might do something against City. Go and have a lie down, will you? Jesus Christ. Jer Carl asked, did the Daytrippers split up? What happened to Ray and Joe and the Welsh lad? Ray...
Big contract disputes. We can't get into all live on there.
Ray Brady has threatened to walk away because we wouldn't spend between 3 and 5 grand on smoke bombs for the end of the season. Big Joe Walsh is too busy winning money on the golf and telling everyone that David Luiz is an astonishing piece of business at 8 million for Arsenal. And the Welsh lad, I presume, is Dave Thomas. I haven't a clue, mate. I haven't got a notion what's going on with Dave Thomas. You might have to ring one of the fields to find out that. So, on to the next. Shaquille Khan says, Daytrippers number 1. Is that you, Grizz, typing that in? Or is it someone belonging to you?
I've never said that about the blame broken much.
No, I'll get to that in a minute. But Grizz is in demand, says Stevie. They left on a Bosman. They hadn't got a contract in the first place. We won't be doing contracts, you're mad. But the broken watch, before we get on to City, sorry, Seany, thank God you're here. Especially considering Neilo's going to be here in any minute now. But the broken watch, so... bit of a backstory. I called this show the Broken Watch, as I explained at the start of the show. Seany laughed. I said, what are you laughing at? He said, the Broken Watch is funny. I said, no, genuinely, the watch was broken. It was a Kevin friend. doing the refereeing?
No, it was a young fella.
Michael Oliver, the best one around. Fucking poor cunt. But basically, this corner or whatever happens, they all appeal, and he's pointing at the watch going, no lads, there's nothing there, everything's fine. He got back into the changing room and the watch went off saying goal. That's genuine. That you had her on airplane mode, or he was just, he hadn't got it turned on to Roman, because when he, something along them lines. But when he knocked the Roman off, when he got the Roman going in the dressing room,
we're laughing about that, but fucking hell, like that's 2 points for Sheffield. Like, in the end of the day, that could be the reason Sheffield are in and out of European football after 9 games.
Well, if they won that, they would have gone ahead of United
level with games.
Playing them in a couple of weeks.
It shouldn't be happening. Like, and then you bring in the VAR. Now I know VAR is to deal with penalty, clear and obvious fouls, and serious foul play and offside and shit like that. Surely the fellas in Stockley Park could have said, "Look, that was over the line. You have to give the goal." There was obviously an issue with the.
Now, you're absolutely spot on, because Kieran B says it was a farce, and let me tell you something. If that ball went in there, and let's just say for argument's sake there was an elbow thrown as a fella headed it off the line, VAR would have checked that over and over again and said, "There's an elbow in there. You need to send them off." They can't be just looking at stuff that the referee has. They have to be watching the whole game. Why can't they just, Stevie asked, why can't they just give them the goal if it was a genuine mistake? They can't. Once the issue goes past and they finish the half or they restart the game in any way, they can't go back. They really can't. But I'm with you, Shawnee. I can't understand how VAR didn't turn around and go, that was over the line. That was 100% over the line. There must be something wrong with the technology here, and done something like that. Surely he's able to go, Grizz. Surely he's able to go and say, lads, can you just check that? Because these are convinced this was over the line. But my watch is low on battery and it's not telling me anything. I can't get the signal. Can you help me out? Because Michael Oliver looks like an idiot.
All things considered, and when I say all things, I mean like VAR, the amount of cameras, first game back of the season, the whole world's eyes on the Premier League, everything, right? And sort of assistant referees and couple in Stockley Park. That was, for me, one of the worst decisions of all time. And I mean that, because how many people were watching that? And even Michael Oliver must have thought, whoa, what's going on? And he must have given it the old tap. You know when you give something the old tap and it starts working? He didn't even...
No, apparently
the linesman said it was a goal. He said he didn't flag. Yeah, he said he didn't flag because he just expected the watch to go off and Oliver to know. But
so
he's seen.
Why did he open his mouth and go to the referee?
No, and
what
then
a wanker! He didn't go to the referee.
Tell you what, with the way the game has gone now, next season they should be making the refs and officials stand in front of a camera after 90 minutes and explain the mistakes.
I didn't know that. What Shawnee just said, that the linesman come out and said he saw it go off the line, yet he didn't have the balls, basically, right, to go and tell the referee, listen, that was 100% a goal. Check with the technology. How long before was it? How long was it before half time? Does anyone?
Oh, it was on half time.
Just on half time.
Yeah. And then apparently this, I read an article today. I think it was Jamie Redknapp was saying it on Sky. The word came back that he walked into the dressing room, into his room, at half time, and he looked down and the watch was beeping saying goal.
So why can he not change the decision?
No, because the game restarted, Grizz, and played on for a number of minutes before the halftime whistle went. But in fairness, Barry Devlin says 9,000 games and it didn't fail before last night. That's fair enough. But you always need to have a backup.
Yeah, it's like the VAR is there to assist the referee. So that's when the referee needs fucking assistance, when he's let down by the systems that are in place. Doesn't make sense. Imagine, for instance, we were fucking a point ahead in the title race and City get that goal at Villa Park yesterday. Or Villa have that chalked out.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I feel extra sorry for Sheffield United, because I've got a small feeling, that if it happened to one of the big boys, I think there would have been much more made of it than there has been.
But the outcome wouldn't have been any different. But I will say, if Sheffield United get to the end of the season and they're a point off Champions League, when all is said and done, they'll be looking at that. Keith Plunker has an interesting one. He says Michael Oliver was proper stitched up yesterday. Nothing to do with the watch, but to do with the fact he went in with a 1970s news reporter hairstyle while all the players had fresh fades. That could have been something. It could have been something to do with it, all right.
We've praised Wilder before with words he said about Liverpool and his honesty and generally, his mannerisms during the season. I thought he was an absolute credit as well again yesterday. How many managers would have lost their fucking heads there? But he was proper cool as a cucumber. I have no doubts in my head. Do I have doubts in my hand? That's handy, isn't it? Right now, but I've got no doubts in my head that if Klopp wasn't manager of the year, Chris Wilder would definitely be manager of the year.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, it's Neilo. Neilo, how are you, my man?
All right, how's it going? Just in COVID lockdown
here. This is where the show is going to take a turn. I don't know what turn it's going to take.
I'm just after coming for 90 minutes there.
Oh, right, yeah.
I was covering for Grizz, but come here, I had to do blackface. I wasn't very comfortable with it.
Yeah, okay. No problem. Right, do your best not to end us as an entity in the next 20 minutes, Neilo, will you please?
Yeah.
But just for you to catch up, Neilo, we're talking about the broken watch at Villa Park and how Michael Oliver got stitched up a little bit. And
listen, I didn't watch it, guys. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, no problem. Do you want me to tell you what happened, Neilo?
No, you're right.
Neilo reminds me of those anonymous accounts on Twitter that tell everyone about what's been happening in the world and Trump. He's probably Mr. Anonymous.
I'm in a Russian troll farm here.
Neilo looks like he's going to expose the elite.
He's going to expose everything.
But listen, come here, Neilo. Did you watch any football yesterday?
I'm going to grab some water, please.
Okay.
Did you watch the City game?
Yes.
That's a lie.
I was watching Rick and Morty.
All right, what's the story with Rick and Morty? I got mad into it.
Shawnee introduced me to it about 3 weeks ago. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. Ball Bondlers is my new favourite show.
Okay, no problem. I think the talk of football might be gone. I think we might be fucked.
I'm all about the football.
Yeah, no, so Neilo, I'll tell you what I want to ask you.
I'm not about Liverpool. This is a Liverpool show. I couldn't give a gee about Aston Villa or anyone.
Yeah, I know that, Neilo. But listen, we just want to have a quick word about the City game yesterday. And what's your thoughts on David Luiz overall, Neilo?
He's a banger.
Yeah.
He's a banger in the sense of an Irish banger. It means he's fucking brutal.
Yeah.
He's going in the World Cup there about 25 years ago for 400 yards. And ever since then, he's worth 130 million.
Yeah, it's madness, isn't it? Like, watching the game yesterday. I was watching it at home, and I walked up the street to tell me daughter to get in. It was late. What?
Well, yeah, this sounds mad interesting, good.
No, I know, yeah. And when I walked into my mate's gaff, he went, "Oh, Arsenal doing all right here." And then, and then David Luiz decided that he just didn't know how to use his feet anymore. He was just going to run around trying to play football with his knee.
Arteta said, listen, we want to sign him, but we haven't really got the money at the minute. So in other words, there's no way we were signing him. He's shit, and he was shit yesterday, so fuck him.
Yeah, okay. But there's
up on Tuesday.
Yeah. There's an in-depth analysis of David Luiz if you need it. Shawnee, he's a nightmare, isn't he?
Yeah, he's been an accident waiting to happen since he came to the Premier League, really. He stood out in bits in his first season at Chelsea. But even they shipped him off then to the PSG. Arsenal thought they were getting a bleeding bargain when he came in, but he was the last thing that they needed. He's Dejan Lovren on steroids.
Yeah,
but the thing is, Shawnee, Dejan Lovren is our fourth choice. So okay, he's shit and he gives us shit moments, but he's our fourth choice. This geezer is supposed to be their savior, and I said it on.
He's fucking off.
I said it on another show that for me personally, he's the worst pound for pound centre back in the last few years. How he's gone for like real money is beyond me.
But come here, Grace, like over 100 million in transfers.
It's mental.
Man.
So Chelsea sold him for 50 and bought him back for 35.
Yeah.
Was it something like that?
They bought him initially for 30 from Benfica, and then sold him for 50, and then bought him back for 35, and then
so they spent 65 million on him.
Yeah.
If my maths are correct, hold on.
Yeah.
That's money. That's some serious money laundering going on, man.
Danny Emery said you've got to be impressed that David Luiz kept up his form despite being 3 months of lockdown. You actually do. That's a fair point.
But he epitomises Arsenal. He literally epitomises Arsenal. He's the perfect player for that shambolic club right now. I'm sorry if there's any Arsenal. In fact, they'll agree with me. No one's going to disagree with me. But I think Arsenal have got a shout for being one of the worst run clubs in the last 5 to 7 years.
Well, not financially, surely. I wouldn't have thought they were very well financially. But come here, I'd say Luiz is the perfect file for someone like John Terry or a real old school defender.
They'd go mad, Neilo. They'd go mad next to him. Honest to God, they'd go mad.
Yeah, but you see, I know where Neilo's coming from, because like I've spoken on different shows about Arsenal at times, and I'm not even an Arsenal fan, and I get so frustrated by watching what they're trying to do or not trying to do. They keep signing these centre backs that think they look good, but they're defenders. And go and fucking defend. You know,
I don't think David Luiz is ever a centre half. I don't know how he ended up there. Because to be honest,
because Conte put him in a back three and let him be the spare man to go around playing football. That's what he done.
And he's not bad at that. Like he's not actually bad on the ball.
He's technically very good. Yeah,
he is technically very good. He strikes the ball well. He can zing the ball around. Just when it comes to the basic fundamentals of defending, it goes out the window. And it's not like he tries. It's like he just doesn't care. He pulled Mahrez back there last night when he went past him, like you do in the schoolyard. He done the same thing to Salah at Anfield.
Well, check this for a stat for David Luiz. He gives a penalty away every 6 games. That's an insane statistic.
Yeah, insane. That is mad. But look, see, I just think like the problems at Arsenal on the pitch are so fucking blatant.
They're so 8 games.
Say again?
I said it's a penalty every point, 8 games.
What is?
David Luiz stats. I just did the math.
Oh, right. Okay. Thanks for that. But the problems they have is so obvious.
Let me say something about David Luiz. Yeah? I think David Luiz is a typical example of how people started to look at football 10 years ago, that you need to be able to play football first and defend in second, because the whole thing is possession, and with keep possession you don't really have to be able to defend. But when he was exposed as it is somewhere where he's going to have to defend because he couldn't keep possession, he was found out.
Magnificent point.
That's why he does so well for Brazil, because they have the ball 80% of the time, so he doesn't have to defend that much. But when he has to do with the fundamental things of defending, he's left one.
But you're spot on, Neilo. And but you're spot on. And the thing is, like, how do Neilo genuinely, right? In all seriousness, how do Arsenal continue to fucking do this and not cop on what they're actually fucking doing and what mistakes they're making?
I think,
like, can you fathom that?
It's very easy to say, go out and sign a defender who's going to turn out to be Paul McGrath, for example, or going to turn out to be John Terry. They're them lads. The defenders like that come around once every 20 fucking years or once every 10 years. They're not out there. You can't just go.
No, but I'm not asking for that, Neilo. I'm asking for them to sign a defender that just wants to defend. I'm not asking how good he is.
You have to look at it the way the game has progressed nowadays. You have to deep line midfielder, right? Effectively, he's another centre half in some occasions. And if that lad you have doing that job for you can't do that either, or can only do it to 70 to 80%, then your defence is left exposed all the time, and then you're relying on a defender who isn't really that good at defending. So it doesn't just start at the back 4; it starts a little bit further ahead of that. Would you agree
that that they just deserve what's happening to them because they just
fuck them, like.
Yeah, Grant. That's where I really wanted to get to. Listen, you all thought Neilo was acting the bollocks he was, but that's Neilo. There you go. He's actually teaching everyone all about football now for the next 15-20 minutes before he heads off, and we all head off. But lads, City won the game. They cut it to 22 points, and we'll have a preview show of the whole Premier League tomorrow night with Keith and a couple of lads that I'm not too sure of yet, but I know Keith's doing something tomorrow with regards to all the football that's going on, reaction to games tomorrow, and then games over the weekend. But listen, the big one is Sunday for us. And Seany, I'll come to you first. City winning is 22 points. What do you want to see out of us on Sunday? Oh, I know you want to win, but what do you want to see out of us? What would you like to see? Because we've touched on, the pace of this game or the pace of that game, the intensity. Is that what you want to see? Is that what you're looking for?
Yes, Gav, I love football. So as soon as it came back, I done everything I could to watch the likes of Bayern whenever I could, and I was just blown away by what I was seeing from Bayern Munich. Just pure technical ability, playing literally with no inhibitions. Just free-flowing football. It was like watching a training session, like watching a really, really high-level training session when you're watching Bayern Munich on the ball. I'd love to see us with that intensity again going on Sunday, because to be honest, we did start to drop off a little bit before the COVID, because although Atletico and Anfield, it was actually probably one of our best performances of the season, we obviously didn't get the result. We were shy at Watford. We were poor away to Norwich, and we were poor at home to Bournemouth, but we were getting the results. So I'm just hoping with this 3-month break that we come back refreshed, re-energized, and literally just fucking blow the back doors off the league for the next 9 games. Smash records, stick your asterisks, up your bollocks, look at the end table, record breakers, champions of England, and then go again.
Grizz, when you look towards Sunday, you believe it'll be a 2-2 draw, and I'm putting that out there now, so you can't tell me on Sunday night when we win.
I said it in jest.
Oh, did you? Okay, so give me a realistic or a real prediction on what you think might happen on Sunday. What way we might line up? What would Everton do? I know they have injuries, but
basically, you want tier 1.
Tier 1, tier mezzanine, somewhere along there, yeah.
You know what, Gav? I can't wait, because I agree with Shorty that we were a little bit tired, a little bit fatigued. We'd put everything in the last 2 seasons. You got to remember the seasons before as well. And we possibly could have been running out of a little bit of adrenaline. A couple of players picking up injuries, playing through injuries. But I think we're refreshed. I think we're ready to go. And I think we've got... people talk about motivation and coming back, and some teams not being able to play in front of the crowd. Can they get them up? But have you heard Klopp's interviews this week and how inspirational he's been? And if players aren't fucking ready, raring to go, ripped to go, Gav, on Sunday, 7:00, I'd be amazed. I think we're going to, this season where, we've spoken, I can't remember another show we spoke on, me and you, Gav, where I thought, this season we've played in a controlled manner and controlled games. Well, I think for the next 2-3 games, we're going to go back to the high tempo, heavy metal football of Klopp in his first couple of seasons, where we're going to go to blitz teams and then use the extra tactical nous that we've developed in the last year or 2 to control it after that. But I think our starts are going to be absolutely gung-ho. I don't think Everton are ready for what they're going to, come up against on Sunday evening. I really believe that.
Flash Gordon asks, what's the highest possible points total we can get? Is it 109? It is. Kieran B says, interestingly, there might be an asterisk on United if they get Champions League for coming 5th. That'd be interesting. Chris Brack says Klopp will use these 9 games as a tempo setter. As a tempo setter for next season, as the turnaround to next season is quite short. I agree with you. On that one, of course you can.
I should add. What I want to say on Sunday is no respect, basically. I'm sick of us going to fucking Old Trafford and Goodison and showing too much respect to these teams that far superior than, technically. Now, we won't have to listen to the bleeding blue shirts in the stand on the Sunday. So we should blow these away. Because when it comes to the gulf and class and quality between the two sides, we are eons ahead of them. They shouldn't be on the same pitches as us.
We proved that in the league game earlier on the season when we made changes, and then we sent the kids out in the FA Cup and done it. Yep.
Me personally, performance-wise on Sunday, I don't really care. Like, who gives a shit once you get to 3 points? Like the Champions League final, the performance is absolutely shite. We still done it. Performances don't really matter. Just get out over the line and then start expressing yourselves or whatever you do, or have a party, or whatever the fuck you want to do. Give all the kids a chance. But just get the league in the fucking bag.
Neilo, just on the league, and you haven't been on a pod in a little while. What have you made of the league? Because
wasn't because of any technical difficulties that you couldn't get in touch with me or anything like that.
I think it might have been, Neilo. I think it might have been. I think at one stage I was told, "Do not call the feds. The feds are listening."
That was the guy in the helicopter. I thought it was the feds. It wasn't the friend.
All right, okay. Well, now I'm open to avoid. I can easily avoid you now without the feds or helicopters being involved. But Neilo, and seriously, the league itself, there's 9 games to go. There's been this break, but you must have just enjoyed this immensely, right up until it stopped in mid-March.
Yeah, it got a bit surreal there for a while. We waiting 30 years for the fucking, and I thought, you think it's never going to come along, and then all of a sudden you're suddenly the best team in the world. It was mad. It was mad. But you know what? I was Seany was saying the performance was dipped a little bit there. But when you think of the fixture pile up, it was absolutely insane. So they wanted us to play in the airport there against Aston Villa in the cup. What was it? In that stupid cup. What's it called? Yeah. The WorldXI Cup final championship game.
Yeah.
Thing. Yeah. You wanted us to play on the tarmac in the airport, then get on the plane and play in 12 hours time to Dubai or something. It was fucking mad.
Yeah.
So the fixture pile up was insane, and there was no real complaints either. They just got on with it.
Yeah.
And then didn't the kids batter someone? Was the kids batter Everton, was it?
Yeah, they beat Everton 1-0 at Anfield in the FA Cup, yeah.
Yeah, so listen, I retract everything I've just said. If you don't beat this bag of shite by a heap of goals on Sunday, there's something wrong.
Yeah, okay. Lads,
everything's going great. That was that long since I spoke to you, because no one rang me.
Yeah. Well, we didn't listen. We didn't know the phone was tapped, Neilo.
Grizz has had a kid and everything. I think it's a Torres. Yeah. The last time I spoke to you.
Yeah,
that's right.
And he's doing gourmet burgers now.
What?
He's doing gourmet burgers now in the shops.
Okay, they're vegan by the look of it.
What?
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, they're halal.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's halal. halal nappies.
Halal meat, Grizz, you're looking for it.
Say that again, Neilo.
No. I just get my hands on a bit of halal meat if you need it.
Okay, thanks.
There you go, Neilo. Yeah, a friend to all men. Listen, before
no one knows the pearls.
Why Elvis threw it all away. Sorry, I thought we were doing song lyrics. Go on.
No one knows the pearls of wisdom that come out of Neilo's brain at 3-4 a.m. in the morning. No one knows.
They're amazing.
They are amazing because every night before I get to sleep, I expect a text from him with just a few lines of wisdom. And he never ceases to amaze me every single night. Well, I lie. About 5 nights out of 7. It's absolutely amazing.
Come here. I hope nobody just tuned in there just as you were saying. Neilo never ceases to amaze me 5 nights out of 7. I hope I'm saying, what are them two fucking
Listen, there's about 10 minutes to go. If you have any random questions, throw them in and we'll try answer them before we finish. Seany, back to you. You're looking at Everton and you're looking at Palace, and we spoke a bit earlier about you getting anxious just because football's back. Football just makes you anxious. I expect us to beat Everton and I expect us to beat Crystal Palace. But Seany, if we drew one and won another one and we still had to go to a third game, which would be City, wouldn't it? Would you be behind the sofa with Davo with share bags of meanies, or would you just, you're okay with it?
No, look, I'm not saying there's no risk of us not winning the league. You know what I mean? It's just until it's done, I'm going to be nervous watching the games. You know what I mean? It'll be in anticipation because, like Neilo said, it's fucking 30 years, and you seen the way City had to win that first title with the Aguero goal last kick of the season, and we were thinking, what's coming along here? Liverpool have just steamrolled the whole league, and then we've had to deal with a worldwide pandemic. Look,
unbelievable.
People played a kill over the 3 months, but there was times where I was genuinely shitting myself that this team are going to be denied the moment, and the fans were going to be denied the moment.
I agree with you, Seany. At one stage, I kind of just had resigned myself that that's it. It's not happening now.
Yeah,
I didn't think it was going to happen.
And it was a kick in the teeth, thinking, oh, well, fucking, we're going to win it when we're playing. That's the sort of stuff that we are worrying about now. But I'm not worried about empty stadiums or anything anymore, because it will be vindication for that group of players when the record books say they were the reigning champions of Europe, the reigning champions of the world, and the current Premier League champions.
Yeah, wouldn't it be nice to win at Crystal Palace? Because for me, that's where we lost it last time. It exercised that ghost. It'd be nice kind of I come back around full circle.
There's loads of subplots, but I'd love it to be at Anfield. I'd love the players to have the moment together at Anfield.
But in terms of celebration and the joy, it's not going to be the same.
Yeah, but I think Klopp's been very good on this, Chris. He's said like
brilliant.
He's been great on it. Where he said like, when it happens, it will happen, and no one will stop us. When it's safe to do so, we will go and do that. So,
well, do you know how the French team? I saw on Twitter someone today say, do you know how the French won the World Cup and they had a parade in the Parc de France where they came out and like each player? I think it's nailed on that we have to have something like that. A huge spectacle at Anfield at nights under the lights, and sort of each player gets its special recognition. Sort of come out each
like the start of the Super Bowl.
Something like that, Neilo. Something like that. They deserve it. And it's got to be, because you cannot take away that feeling of adulation from these guys. These guys are fucking superheroes, man. They're absolute superheroes. They don't deserve not to have a chance to sort of in front of the fans get their adulation and sort of the recognition and everything,
They're saying now that there's going to be 25,000 people at the FA Cup final.
Is that because they can social distance them in the ground without an issue there?
Yeah, they're gonna sell one ticket for every 4 seats.
Yeah.
So,
but the only problem is that's okay with people to the left or right of you, but the people in front of you, I don't know how that
I don't think I'm figuring out the maths here.
No,
I'm just gonna say, Neilo, do the maths.
No, Neilo, do the maths, Neilo.
I've done them already. I just don't want to make this look stupid.
Right. So do you reckon 25,000 is a fair enough number?
So with I'm just thinking, Gav, with the season kicking off again in what looks like September, I think before then the club will do something regarding some sort of celebration.
If they're allowed to, Shawnee, they can't do it. If they're not allowed to.
Well, they can just dress her up as some protest and leave because that's what they were doing anyway.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Take a statue with some slave driver in the middle of Liverpool.
Yeah, just pull it down. That's not even controversial. That's what they're fucking doing. Pull it down and have the boys going by on the bus at the same time.
You can have one here on O'Connell Street. Put a statue of Queen Victoria in the middle of it. We'd all head in.
Yeah, you could do that as well. You see, we're fixing all of this in the space of an hour. But look, lads, as I said,
Gav, come here. It's not your bedroom wallpaper behind you.
Yeah, you want to see me? You want to see me?
What's your bedspread like?
The exact same. Me ma got me matching stuff.
You get it in your Liverpool jammies. The missus took
well, like we haven't got loads of money, Neilo. So what she done was she got me the wallpaper for Christmas. I woke up Christmas morning, she was wallpapering, and it looked great. And then on my birthday, she got me the bedspread and all.
Did she? Yeah.
Yeah, she sounded like that.
That's fine. Is that your bedroom in the home you're in?
Yeah.
It's all working out right here, isn't it?
Well, they're quite
open. A couple
open.
of years now, and you're back in society, brother.
That's it, bro. And you know the way it is, like they're quite open in the home as to what I can do. They give me free time between 10 and 11 at night, and then they tell me to go back to bed.
You haven't had a visitor in ages, no fairness to you.
No, I rang you, but you didn't answer.
You did your bollocks.
Lads, as I said before, fucking Neilo on the brain now. Keith is doing a Premier League show tomorrow night with regards to the games that are on tomorrow night and the games over the weekend, and he will do a proper preview of Everton versus Liverpool. But lads, before we go, just give me a quick prediction for Everton v Liverpool. Shawnee first.
It's 4-0.
4-0. Do you want to give me some scorers, Shawnee?
Mane 2, Origi 1, Virgil 1.
Okay. Why aren't you naming Salah in that, Shawnee?
Because I have tier 1 information that Salah may or may not have tested positive for the COVID.
Ah, okay. That should lead to a nice quiet night on the internet for you. Grizz, give us a prediction.
I think 3-1.
3-1. Do you want to give me any scorers?
Yeah, Richarlison for them.
Yeah.
And then for us, Mane, Bobby, and Minamino.
Cool, good stuff. Chris Brack has 4-0, Mane, Bobby, Origi, and Keita. Avo goes for 5-0 to the Reds. Neilo, what are you going with?
2-0.
2-0. you don't want to give me scores, don't you know?
No, I haven't a clue. But come here, there's one thing before we go I want to ask everybody, right? Because it's something I've been thinking about. Who do you think is been the most influential player this year? Not necessarily the best player, but the most influential. Because I'm firm on my answer.
Okay, well, we'll leave your answer to the end because you're firm in that and you've asked the question. Seany, who's been the most influential player for you this season?
Mane.
Okay, and why would you say that?
Just big moments. When games were 0-0, when games were tight, he either assisted or got the goal. I have a feeling people will go with Hendo, and rightfully so. Hendo has been magnificent this year, a real driving force in the side. But I think Mane turned into a real match winner this year. In games when Bobby and Salah went on the pitch, he was absolutely incredible. And Stu hits the nail on the head there. He epitomises attack and defence.
Yeah. Okay.
He does have both ends.
Grizz, who are you going with?
I'm going to go with Mane, and I understand a lot of people will go with. I understand a lot of people, including Neilo, will go with Hendo. But then I have the afterthought because I've been, as you know, Gav, I've watched every single game 90 minutes in the lockdown period, and I've told you this in private, and I'm telling you in public as well now. Gini Wijnaldum has been severely underrated. He's been magnificent this season. I just wanted to say Gini Wijnaldum, but my answer would be Mane.
Okay. I've had a little think about this, and I'm going to throw one in here for you. I'm going to throw Trent Alexander-Arnold in.
On again.
And right, but and we get to your answer in a minute, Neilo. But do you know something? Going back, even last season when we were chasing the title and stuff like that, and there was a couple of games where he dropped off. He looked a bit hesitant, and it looked like it might have been getting to him a little bit. But this season, I think he's been very, very good. Very, very good defensively. We haven't been having this argument about him one-on-one with people. His influence up the pitch gets bigger and bigger as the weeks go on. And if you look at the amount of goals he's assisted or been involved in, and in tight enough games, I think Trent has been really, really influential. So from the position he's in and the position he plays to the age he is, I think he's a very, very good shout as well. But Neilo, tell us the correct answer.
Alisson.
Right, and why?
Well, because if you think of firstly, he's the best goalkeeper in the world.
Yeah.
Secondly, if Liverpool are ahead 1-0, he gives everybody the confidence that it's going to take an awful lot for anybody to score. He calms everything down because everybody feels it's a million times more assured. And it's the difference when he's in the team is it's incomparable, really.
Yeah. Well,
it's
so
great
the answer is Alisson. Listen, I tell you, I could go on about it for the next 20 minutes, but I don't need to because everybody's have to just go, yeah, he's good.
Yeah, but you look at the Champions League game, like at home to Atletico.
Best example.
To be honest with you, and I'm not just saying this, I don't know whether other supporters watch this. If we beat Atletico and then we have to go and play in Lisbon next month in one-off games, we're gonna blow the whole off.
Yeah, that's just shy. If Alisson played against Atletico, we would have won. No question.
Yeah.
I know you're talking about Atletico. I think he's been brilliant since he signed for us. Absolutely brilliant. But I think the making of him was the Champions League final. I think it's the biggest influence he's had on a game since he's been here. Now people will go back to the Napoli save.
Roma.
Yeah, no, but I get, but the Napoli thing, people will go back to the big save from Milik. And people say what a save, and it keeps us in the competition. He absolutely does. But in a final of a competition, when you're 1-0 up, and he's just making saves he's just making them look so fucking easy. He's so solid. He's not parrying things out. He's holding on to them.
The point, Gav, isn't it?
Yeah, no, he's been absolutely brilliant. But I think you're saying about this season, I think that was the absolute making of him. And I think people said, yeah, he's good. But when they seen that Champions League thing, I think they went, this is the real deal. And you know what? It's a great show from Neilo because
come here. Do you know what? It's even more impressive about him. He never makes anything. Doesn't do it for the cameras. It's never for show. He makes it look so fucking easy. He's just in the right place at the right time. And people say, he got his leg on that. It doesn't. It's just the right place at the right time. Yeah.
Or else you hear it all the time with top goalkeepers that the shot was straight at them. No, it wasn't.
It's like the way people compare, like an old school. I know Pippo and Zaghi, for example. You just always happen to be there when the ball dropped in the 6-yard box just to lay it off. He's the exact same as that, except
they call him a lucky striker. Some people may call him Alisson a lucky keeper, but it's not. He's just absolutely technically amazing.
It's just an inherent ability just to be in the right place at the right time.
It's brilliant. I've listened to. Add
20 minutes.
Can I just say one thing? Alisson Becker and Virgil van Dijk have made me look at football a completely different way.
You're not as nervous anymore.
No, that as well. But before then, you're thinking signing all these big attacking players makes the difference. It actually doesn't. People are asking me, am I worried about Chelsea? No, I'm not, because they haven't got one world-class centre-back and they haven't got a world-class goalkeeper. And you won't win anything worth winning unless you have either or both. So
remember Klopp came out and said, what did he call it? I got sick of me on mouth when he said a rock and roll football or some shit like that. It was terrible. But anyway, it proves the point. When as soon as he got a good heap of money, what did he do? Went out and bought a defender, the best goalkeeper in the world, the best defender, best centre half in the world. It's like that's basic stuff, you know. Football isn't complicated. Just don't concede goals, and the chances are you'll get the odd one.
But you brought out another talking point for another pod we're going to do next week, where you're going to turn up on time when he gets a whole heap of money. See, that was when he gets a whole heap of money. So he needs a whole heap of money to go and buy another 2 players as well.
Do you think so too?
Okay.
Yeah. Next time, yeah. For the next time.
For the next time. Listen, that's it, boys. It's been really good. The next time, we'll pay Neilo to come on for the hour rather than.
I'm just going to stay live now, Gav, till the next one.
All right, okay.
Hang on here.
We'll head off.
Andy, look, I'm in the bedroom, so just get into the nest.
Yeah, just get in there and chill out. We'll be back to you in a week.
Text me when we're going live.
Yeah. Yeah, we can do that. No, that's it. That's the Fatback 4 Daily for tonight. As I said, keep an eye out. We have a show on tomorrow night, and we have a show on Sunday night, and then we're back into next week. And we'll try to put out as much as we possibly can. Seany, thanks a million for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure.
No problem, Gareth. Thanks for having me, pal.
Good stuff. Grizz, absolute pleasure as always.
Nice one, man.
Neilo, legend. Great to see you back, and we'll have you on soon. We promise that Seany will ring you and book you in.
Still have the same number.
Good stuff. That's been it. Fatback 4 Daily. Talk to you in a bit. Over and out.